I don't know if it's a generational thing. I know I have done this, and I know I have spoken with enough people my age to know that it's actually fairly common among certain group of people. When things begin to go rough, when things begin to go hard, when they don't get their way, if it's not the exact words, although quite often it is, it's something along the lines of, I didn't ask to be born. You know, I didn't ask to have to do this. And somewhere in that is this kind of idea that I should get what I want, and I should get the good stuff, but I shouldn't have to be deprived of what I don't want. Of what I want, and I shouldn't have to put up with what I don't want to. I shouldn't have to put up with difficulty because, I didn't volunteer for this. And it's kind of weird because, when you look at it, why should you get the good? You didn't volunteer for it. You didn't ask to be here. Why is it only that we go, I shouldn't have to deal with the hard stuff, but I should get all the good? Because we tend to do that. We tend to think, I deserve all this when the good stuff happens, and when the bad stuff happens, I don't deserve this. And then sometimes we think we deserve everything. Well, I deserve even worse than this because I'm the butterfly that caused the typhoon. I'm just horrible. And part of that is because we tend to judge ourselves based on the people around us, what we see in others. Well, I'm not Hitler. Really, is that your goal, to be a little bit better than Hitler? You're not Jesus either. There's a thing there, a scale that we look at, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm really not all that bad, I was thinking about this. I was watching one of those crime shows, one of the variations of CSI, and somebody had been killed and dumped into a trunk, and somebody said, he didn't deserve this. And one of the officers says, nobody deserves this. And I'm thinking, you've killed more people on this show way worse than that. You seem to think they deserved it at the time. Because we look at that and go, See, the truth of the matter is, the scale to 1 to 10 doesn't matter. The ground fell away. There was an earthquake, and everybody fell. Scale 1 to 10. Some only fell 1,000 feet. Some fell 10,000. Do you really think the person who only fell 1,000 feet wasn't supposed to die? Well, they only fell 1,000 feet. Splat. So they weren't nearly as bad, and they didn't fall nearly as far as the person who fell 10,000. Still happened. We all fell. We all plummeted. And yet something within us still cries, but that's not right. Okay, I'm not the best, and but this isn't the way it's supposed to be. And the answer to that is, you're right. See, the ground was not supposed to open up, and you weren't supposed to fall. And God knew it was going to happen, but He didn't cause it. He didn't say, I'm going to throw them all off a cliff. We think we don't deserve it because inside us something knows we were not supposed to be going through this. This was not the way It was planned. But see, we can't fly. So just realizing that we're not supposed to be falling to our death doesn't mean we can stop it. It's because he loves us. God made a way. He said, I'll take their place. The only one who ever truly didn't deserve to die. It wasn't that nobody deserves to die like this. We all deserve to die. It's not popular. It doesn't sound good, but it's true. Okay? It's what we all deserve. It's the natural result. You know, the light switch got turned off. I don't deserve dark. Yeah, you kind of do. When there's no light, there's dark. When there's no life, there's death. And life comes from relationship with God. There's only one of us who never, ever, ever deserved it. And he did it for us. He's also the only one of us who ever chose to be here. He did volunteer, knowing what would happen, expecting it to happen, setting things in motion so that it would happen, so that he could go to a cross that he did not deserve and die a horrible death that he did not deserve, suffer pain and misery and rejection, so that he could be wrapped in flesh. He chose to be born, to become one of us, to have somebody else take care of him when his words hold the universe together. The one who spoke it all into existence had to have his diaper changed. He had to learn to walk. He had to learn to talk. He had to face rejection from other people, resentment from his brothers because they couldn't live up to him. Why can't you be more like Jesus? He never talks back. He always obeys me right away. I'm not perfect. Well, he is. I know. I hate it. But he did it for us. He did choose it. The truth of the matter is, we all deserve beautiful life without pain, without misery, without suffering, without heartache, without rejection, without being abandoned. We deserve that because that's what God had in mind. That's why he created us, to have relationship with him, and relationship with him brings all those things. And we also all deserve to not get any of that. We all deserve to go splat because we have all fallen off the cliff. Most of us jumped. When the good stuff happens, like the beautiful sunsets, we don't deserve it. And when the bad stuff happens, like horrible, painful things, we don't deserve it. And when the good stuff happens, we deserve it. And when the bad stuff happens, we need to get this whole idea of deserve out of our heads. It doesn't matter. It's not about deserve. You know, God, please don't give me what I deserve. I know what I deserve. Jesus didn't deserve it. He chose it because he loves you. He's the only one who chose to be rejected so that you could be accepted. He chose to have everything precious taken away so that everything precious could be given to you. He chose to have pain and misery that he did not earn or deserve and would not have to suffer had he not chosen it, so that he could heal and restore us and take away our pain and misery. He came as a little bitty baby so that he could die, so that we could become children of God and have life and be able to enjoy the beauty and the wonder that spoke beautiful sunsets into existence for all eternity. So when you have those moments where you think, it's not supposed to be like this, don't deserve this, you're right. It's not supposed to be like this. You don't deserve this. And when you have those moments when you think it's all gone wrong and I deserve whatever happens to me, you're right. You do. But either way, let's try to remember that, thank you, Lord, it doesn't matter what I deserve, because you chose to come. You took my place, and now I can fly. Now I'm not going to go splat, whether I deserve to or not. I don't have to measure up. I just have to sail on the wind of your Spirit and accept the grace of what you did for me in my place, because you love me. At which point did Jesus start loving you after he took on human form? I don't know. I don't know if he was, born loving you, or if he reached somewhere around 2 or 3 and realized he loved people. But I know that the Spirit that was in him that made him Jesus knew before time began that he loved you. No matter what you've done, he loves you as you are, not as you should be. But he loved you enough not to leave you as you are. So he chose to be here for you.